Happy Wolfpack Wednesday, guys. I hope you all are having a fantastic week. It's your girl, Sable Danielle. Welcome back to Eunoia, and to my newbies, welcome and thank you for tuning in. After all of that talk about unhealthy relationships, let's talk about some good stuff. Through the shittiness of my last relationship, I learned a lot of great lessons. I learned how to love through the wrong person so that when the right one comes, I can get it right. I learned what I don't want and what I do want out of a relationship. I learned the components of a relationship that are truly important to me. My values were realigned, and I learned what makes a relationship healthy or unhealthy. Most of the time, it's super easy to get stuck in the negative aspect of things, but that's not what this is about. From the dark, you find the light, and I think it's important to talk about the positive side too. Although it's super important for everyone to be aware of the signs and different components of unhealthy relationships, it's also just as important to be able to recognize a healthy relationship when you're faced with one. Just like unhealthy relationships, a healthy relationship has flags to look out for too, except these are green. Green means good. Green means allow yourself to be open and receive. On my Instagram, at Eunoia.lifestyle, I posted a list of 9 characteristics of healthy relationships, which is not all-inclusive, but for the sake of Instagram, I had to keep it a little shorter. Personally, I believe that healthy relationships should incorporate the following characteristics: communicating expectations, setting clear boundaries, trust, respect, freedom, maintain dating, leave the past in the past. Remember, your current is not your ex. Don't treat them as such. Understanding each other's love language and just understanding each other overall. Listening to understand, not respond. Supportive and focused on growth, individually and together. Maintain your individuality but build and grow together, and each person should be secure within themselves. That list is in no particular order and is not all-inclusive either, but these are some of the most important things that I feel everyone should keep an eye out for. First and foremost, if you're still stuck on what has happened to you in your previous relationship, I do not believe that you should enter into a relationship. I think that you should take the time to work on yourself and heal those inner wounds to the best of your ability. What I mean by that is, if you're still highly affected by the things that have happened to you in your past, and you continue to bring them up and project those wounds onto your new partner, it probably isn't the best time for you to bring another person into your relationship. Why? Because if you're still that emotionally attached and affected by your past, that means you're not healed. For example, let's say your ex cheated on you, and every new person you talk to, you automatically assume that they're out talking to other people or doing something to abuse your trust. You always wonder who they're talking to, who they're with. You may check their phone or ask for their private passwords. You may blow up their phone and accuse them of things just because they didn't answer the phone or respond quick enough. If that's the case, then that means your wounds are causing you to be insecure, and that can most definitely affect your upcoming relationships in a negative way. If you were cheated on or abandoned in the past, you may be extra clingy and needy, and that's not due just to love. Your insecurities are playing a huge role in that, and can also affect your relationships in a negative way. Because who in the world wants to be accused of or blamed for things that they have not done and have no intentions of doing? Not only will it get old after a few times, but it also says a lot. It says that you're still in pain and haven't quite worked through it. It says that you still believe that you're not good enough because someone once made you feel that way. It says that your experiences have caused you not to trust, even in instances where you can. It says that you still have work to do, and you still have not yet learned to fully love yourself and haven't quite learned the lessons from your experiences. I believe that it's best to leave the past where it belongs, in the past. Just because something happened to you in the past doesn't mean that it will automatically happen to you in the future. Yes, shitty things happen. However, they happen to teach us things in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it happens so that you can learn what to look out for in order to minimize the chances of it happening again. Use what you learned to practice discernment when making decisions and choosing your next partner, but don't let it be the reason you miss out on something or someone good. You can't go about life acting as if everyone is your enemy. You can't blame people for the actions of others, and you can't put up a wall so thick and tall that nobody can connect with you. I mean, you can, but chances of you finding something that makes you really happy and fulfilled are slim to none. On the surface level, it may feel like protection, but you have to be open and allow yourself to receive the good things that other people in the world have to offer you. If you're basing the relationships off of fear and pain, that's truly all that you will ever get back from them, because subconsciously, and maybe even consciously, that's what you're searching for. You have to be open and start from square one with whoever you're dealing with. Treat them how they should be treated based off of what they're showing you, not what you are fearful of feeling again. This brings me to my next point, trust. If someone hasn't given you a reason not to trust them, I don't think it's fair to make them jump through hoops to build your trust. You have to trust yourself enough to discern or make the decision about who's right for you and who isn't based off of the lessons and things that you have learned from your past, but without holding on to the pain of the past. You kind of have to separate the lesson from the feelings in order to fully digest the lesson and learn from it. Trust is a key component to any and all relationships. If there is no trust, how can you have anything else? Without trust, I can imagine there are plenty of insecurities that can and will make your relationship unhealthy and maybe even toxic. Without trust, you cannot really have real conversations or connections. So how can you build a supportive, healthy relationship or friendship with longevity? It's also important to have reciprocated efforts. Relationships cannot be healthy and one-sided. Healthy relationships are balanced, and each person should put in the same amount of effort and energy. If you truly care about the other person, then it really shouldn't be that hard. A key question that I think everyone should ask themselves when dealing with others is, am I willing to do what I'm asking of others? It's unfair and selfish if you're not, and that can cause your relationship to be unhealthy as well. That doesn't mean that every day it's 50-50, because some days you may only have 40 and the other person may come through with the 60. Another day your person may only have the 30 and you have to come through with the 70. But overall, you guys have the same end goal, and you guys care enough about each other and your relationship to make sure you're not slacking and that you can provide that extra support when the other needs it, so that you both succeed, individually and together. To me, that shows both people are in it 100%. Trust, respect, and freedom all kind of fit in the same box for me. You need all three, and if one is missing, then the others are sure to lack. You should have enough respect for your partner to trust them and give them freedom. You should have enough respect for your partner to trust them and give them freedom to be who they are versus who you think they could be or who you may want them to be. You should trust your partner to have your back and support you. You should trust your partner won't hurt you or disrespect you. You should be able to trust that your partner will keep their word and do the right thing. You should have the freedom to be you and do the things that make you happy without feeling guilty or like you're walking on eggshells. This means checking phones and having passwords shouldn't be necessary. This means that always overthinking about who they're with when they're not with you shouldn't even be a thing. This means that taking a guy's or girl's trip shouldn't be a problem because you trust in your partner and you trust in your relationship. And also, a side note, you should trust that you are the shit and have no competition, therefore there is no reason to worry. If any of these things occur, in my opinion, that takes away from the freedom and it starts to chip away at the strength and health of the relationship, but also the strength and health of each person. Being in a relationship shouldn't equate to losing freedom. It just means respecting your relationship and your person. You should still be able to be you. You should still be able to have fun. You shouldn't feel trapped or controlled. You should still be able to have alone time. Which brings me to another very important point. A healthy relationship is not codependent. You may love someone or really enjoy their company, but that doesn't mean that you have to lose your individuality just because two lives have merged. You don't have to do everything together, and it shouldn't be a problem if you guys do some things separately or even have different friend groups. In fact, it's healthy to maintain a bit of separation because you don't want to lose pieces of what makes you you. Your partner isn't your parent or a Siamese twin. You are meant to maintain your individuality but still grow together and individually. I mean, think about it. When you're with someone, or even in a friend setting, the reason you like them should be because of who they are, the initial things that attracted you to them, the things that make them them. So why would you want to make them change into whatever mold you have in your brain? That kind of defeats the purpose, right? You should be with someone who loves and supports you, but can comfortably still be themselves, without feeling insecure or judged. And that should go both ways, always. Everything that I mentioned should go both ways because that's what a healthy relationship needs, reciprocation and matched efforts. A relationship is like a partnership. You support each other, grow together, love each other. It may not always be perfect, but with respect, trust, freedom, and reciprocation, it doesn't have to turn unhealthy. Because if you have at least those 4 things, it can create a safe space, which allows each person to communicate clearly and set clear boundaries and expectations. Communication is key, but it's not just about communicating. It's about being open to receiving and understanding others' perceptions and ideas. Communicating clear boundaries and expectations is key because it helps each person understand the direction and intent of the relationship and what you will and won't put up with. It helps eliminate confusion and ambiguity. It helps eliminate wasted time and hurt feelings. It brings better understanding between the 2 of you. It's key to understand your partner and your friends, who they are, why they think and operate like they do, what their past experiences were, what their love language is. All of these details help you know how to move forward and increases the chances of your relationship's success. Or it could at least let you know that it's not worth your time if you're not willing to deal with whatever their expectations and boundaries are. If everything's out on the table, then nobody can get hurt because they didn't know or because certain assumptions were made. Understanding brings smoother conversations and interactions. It lessens arguments. If you listen to understand rather than respond, it decreases the chances of arguing or becoming angry because you're not making assumptions off of what you think the other person is trying to say. You are actually listening to understand them and de-escalate the situation. Hopefully that's your intent. Because after all, what's the point? Are you talking or arguing just for the sake of proving a point or being right? Or are you trying to understand and move on? I also think it's important to maintain dating and having fun. Relationships take work, but they shouldn't feel like work, and they shouldn't be boring and draining. You should enjoy each other, laugh, make memories, keep it fun so that you can maintain your friendship, the most important piece of the relationship, the foundation of it all. And I kind of touched on it earlier, but you as an individual should be secure within yourself. Nobody is perfect, but be secure with yourself, your perfections and imperfections. Know that you are the prize. Don't doubt yourself or feel insecure and then take it out on your partner. Be so confident that you know it's really the other's loss if they fuck it up. So don't move out of fear. Move with love, respect, trust, and reciprocity. And the rest should fall in line. Healthy relationships feel good the majority of the time. If you have to question it, it probably isn't healthy. If you're arguing or feel tension more than you're having fun, it probably isn't healthy. So pay attention, make sure that you move with intention, and everything that you demand you're willing to do as well. And also, don't forget about compromise. You shouldn't always be compromising. You shouldn't be the only one compromising. But a true relationship is based off of compromising for the sake of the best of the relationship and the individuals involved. Both people should be compromising equally. So, if you have any confusion, check out our website, www.eunoialifestyle.com, and check out our tools and worksheets. We have a self-reflection questionnaire for relationships. It's free. It's filled with questions for you to help you assess the state of your relationship and the direction of your relationship. I think they're pretty helpful if you use them. If you use them, let me know what you think. And if you use them and want to post a pic, hashtag Eunoia Wolfpack. Before you write it, oh my goodness, I can't talk right now. I'm going to reread this whole paragraph for you. I think they are pretty helpful. If you use them, let me know what you think. And if you use them and want to post a picture, hashtag Eunoia Wolfpack. Before you write on it, of course, that would be much appreciated. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll catch you guys next Wednesday. Oh, and oh my gosh. Oh, and while you're on our website, don't forget to check out our Purity Wolf Packs. They're a great option for the holiday season and a great way to support small businesses. If you order this week, you can still get it in time for Christmas. Alrighty, that's it. Peace out, guys. And as always, thank you for listening and sharing. I truly appreciate your support.